I'm Corey. I am a support manager here at iSolutions, and this is a recording. It's 70 degrees here in Fargo, North Dakota with no wind. Just kidding, I'm really here. I get to talk to you about something fun today where you're not actually paying a bill with us, you're actually collecting money. So our solution works directly in Business Central. So those of you that are going to be migrating to Business Central and you're worried about how you're going to be able to take credit card payments, or those of you that are on GP and you have a different solution and you know you're going to need something, our solution is what you guys are going to need. First, I'm going to just talk a little bit about the company, and then I'm just going to get quickly into a demo that's going to show you how you can automate AR with our solution. All right, so we're a North America-based company spread across the US and Canada. We create monthly enhancements. So with us, you pay a monthly subscription for our product. And then from there, we provide you with updates. So you guys will reach out, ask for feature requests. We'll add those into the products and release usually twice a month, but guarantee usually at least one release a month with updates. And then we're built specifically for Dynamics BC. And then right now we have over 2,000 users and counting. So each week we're showing off our product and adding new customers just because it is one of the easiest solutions to work with for accounts receivable automation. Here are some of the products that we have. Actually, this is all of the products that we have. I'm not going to be showing you all of these. I'm going to be showing you just our flagship product with iPayments and Paylinks, the customer portal, and collections. But I also want to just mention that we do have the ability to do e-commerce, so we can do your checkout process with your website. We also have a national accounts module, so those of you that use that inside of GP, we can take care of that for you inside of Business Central. And then I also want to point out too that we will have scheduled payments coming out here later this month as well, where you'll be able to schedule actually processing payments, kind of like you do with your bills at home. All right, so how are we going to help you automate? So first, we're fully embedded in BC. Just like some other ISVs, it's like you're working inside Business Central with our product. You don't have to exit the system. You don't have to do any sort of weird integrations that move data back and forth. We take care of it all for you with just a few clicks of a button. Our flagship product are the click-to-pay links. So those get added onto any of your documents and your emails. And then advanced collections, that's one of my favorite products to work with, where you can fully automate notifications to your customers so that you just sit there and watch emails go out and payments come in. And then it's posting in real time. So as soon as a customer makes a payment, it creates the cash receipt right in Business Central, applies it to the documents, and closes the documents out if it's a full payment. All right, with that, I am going to head over to a demo here. So I got my customer in Business Central open. I'm not going to show you any differences from like GP to BC with accounts receivable. I know Deb Schaefer has got a lot of videos on that, and you just find those, watch them. They give you great examples as to what an accounts receivable document versus a sales journal is in BC and the invoicing process. But I'm going to show you invoices. Our solution works to take payments on quotes, orders, and invoices. On quotes and orders, it's going to be a deposit. So not a prepayment like you would have in Business Central. We have our own prepayment module, which is taking a deposit in the system. And the deposits travel along with the quotes and orders all the way through to the invoice and then apply. And it's pretty slick. It just leaves a remaining balance for you to pay at the end. All right, so I'm going to create an invoice first. So I'm going to do a new sales invoice, add an item in there. And now I'm just going to show you how you can use our solution to take a payment directly inside the software. So if I go up to iPayments, process payment, we have the ability to store payment profiles, not within Business Central. We store them within our processor. So we have a token that's available inside of Business Central. So I can look up an old payment method here that I used in the past for this customer. I'm going to use my default, click OK, click Next, process, and capture. So just like that, created an invoice. I have my receipt open here. I can send it to the customer if I'd wish. Oh, I need to discard that guy. Payments taken. You can see here I took my payment with the credit card directly in Business Central. It created the cash receipt, and the invoice is now closed out. All right, so now the flagship product using our pay links, if I create a new sales invoice, and here's where automation takes place. I go ahead, I post the invoice, and what's taking place in the background is we have a toggle there that's going to automatically send the invoice to the customer when you post it. So they either called in or placed an order, and just like that, I posted it. And I should get an email here over in my inbox in just a moment as the customer, so that I can go ahead and then click on that invoice and make a payment. So my email showed up. Here's what it looks like. You can see the message body is just a copy of the invoice, but you can customize that to say whatever you wish. And then down at the bottom, you can see our embedded pay links. So from there, if I just hold the control key and do the click to pay, we have security in place, so it makes sure I'm a real person. And then from here, you can see the website is all whitelisted with our logos. This could be your logos, your information. It's whitelisted at the bottom as well with your information for getting in contact with you, your address. And then from here, I'm going to just make a credit card payment. You can do ACH as well. And then you can see we also have the ability to charge convenience fees back to the customer for using a credit card. I'm going to use a saved card here. Just hit submit on the payment. And just like this, what's happening is it's creating the cash receipt in Business Central. It's applying it to the invoice and closing the invoice out. So back over here, if I were to go to 103611 on my posted sales invoices, you can see here, invoices closed out. Just like that, customer made a payment and it's done. Okay, so now next I want to show you the payment portal. And what this is just basically a customer's way to be proactive with your invoices. So any new invoice, quote, order that gets created is automatically, so as soon as it's created, it's available inside the portal. So if they get an email, they can go out to the portal, click on open invoices. We reach out to Business Central real time, and it gives you a list of all open invoices inside of Business Central for yourself as the customer. You can see up top here, or on the home page, I was logged into Corey's Creative Concepts. Sales journals show up here, credit memos show up here, finance charge memos show up here. Customer can come out, multi-select. If you do partial payments, they could say, I only want to pay $100 or $10 on this one for now. They could do pay selected items, choose their credit card or ACH. And just like that, they're going to pay off these 3 invoices. It creates the cash receipt again in VC automatically and closes out these 3 invoices. So super slick, enabling your customers the ability. So basically every step of the way, we're presenting your customers with opportunities to make payments. And then I also want to go back and I'm going to show you the collections module. So collections, we have our own custom aging report that gets built. You can add some variables in there that adjusts the aging buckets, the number of the aging buckets, and it allows you to be fully automated and send your customers notices as often as you want to get them messages so that they can make payments. So you can have as many plans set up as you'd like for your customers. So if you have a naughty list of customers, you want to send them notices once a week, and a good list of customers who make payments frequently on time, you can have them sent out monthly. You can see the aging report here. It brings up an entire list of everything that we have for customers with aged balances. What I like most about this window is not only the data and the notes, but the numbers over here are interactable. So if I wanted to just manually send a 61 to 90 notice to my list of customers, I can come over here, double click that number for my 2,234, select all of my customers, go to actions, email, and I can quickly send them a 61 to 90 notice, just like that. Then also what you can do is go into each customer. So I'm going to go into Corey's Creative Concepts, and the list here should look very familiar to what we just saw out on the portal, because these are all of the documents that I have that I can pay. What's nice here is you can add notes on the customer, so describing the customer, or you can add notes specifically for the documents with promise to pay. So those of you that are familiar with collections and GP, we have the promise to pay option in here. It will then create a reminder note that then gets judged based on the current date. And if those reminder notes expire, you'll have notifications that you need to take action because the customer didn't actually pay off the documents like they said they would. From here, what I want to show you, though, is you can come pick some invoices. You can make a payment on these 3 invoices. So just like we did on the documents themselves, customer calls in and says, I want to pay off these 3. You can come out here and pay off those 3 invoices with their default credit card. You can also send them an email so that they can enter the credit card information themselves. So if I click email, I'm going to send them the 61 to 90 message. I'm going to send it to myself. I click OK. And this here is the message that the customer is going to get. It gives you the list of the documents that you suggest that they pay. And then it's got our built-in pay links in there as well. So they click to pay. It's going to open in the screen. Whoops, I must not have clicked it. Let's try again. Of course, it does the security check. And if you come out here, this is a lot like our portal, where it's going to show you all documents, not just the 3 that you asked them to pay. It's going to list all documents, oldest to newest. They can select the documents, pay the selected items. We'll choose the credit card. I'll enter in just a dummy card. And then submit my payment. So just like that, again, we're taking care of it with the customer. On one click, they made their payments. I come back into my aging report, discard my email. I go to collector, recalculate, and those documents are now paid. And again, this can be fully automated. So you set up collection plans, and I'm going to show you what that looks like over here because I did that previous to joining the call. Here is what that notice would look like. So this is a nastygram. You're significantly past due. Here are all the invoices. So when the workflow runs, it checks, makes sure, and evaluates what aging buckets they're all in. We attach all invoices regardless of which of the oldest. So we'll send them the oldest message, attach all invoices from every aging bucket, and then they get this handy dandy click to pay link with their automated notice. So again, you send that out as often as you want, daily, weekly, monthly, and you don't do anything. You sit there and you watch payments come in. You get notifications of payments if you'd like when they come in, and that's pretty much it.